What's going on, YouTube? In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about the 3-day fast I just went on, and I literally just finished it 2 days ago. And oh my God, like it was literally probably one of the craziest things I've ever done. And honestly, I'm going to say it was amazing. I'm going to go that far and say it was quite amazing. And I'm going to share my experiences with you in this video. Now, I'm not here to try to sell you on the 3-day fast, to each his own, but I will go ahead and say that there are a ton, and I do mean a ton, of benefits to prolonged fasting. Because if you think about it, why would any person ever in their right mind want to fast or deprive themselves from food for an extended period of time? Because for a lot of us, honestly, let's be real, like food is literally the highlight of the day. The thing you look forward to, sometimes even the best part of the day, if I'm completely honest. And I'm no exception to this either. I love food. Food's amazing. But I really did a lot of research and I really bought into the benefits of extended fasting. And I'm like, you know what? I've got to try it for myself. So benefits off the top of my head, there is a huge list, and I do mean a huge list of benefits. But long story short, a lot of the science with extended fasting comes from just giving your digestive system a break. Literally, your digestive system pauses so that other systems in your body can activate and turn on and do a lot of internal cleaning, reducing inflammation. You're going to burn some body fat. You're going to clear out old cells. Your white blood cells reset. Your immune system resets. You build new white blood cells. Because a lot of times people get cancer because white blood cells just haven't been regenerated and they're damaged and they don't pick up on the cancer cells. On and on and on. Because if you think about it, guys, in primal times, food wasn't so readily available for us. And, we didn't, literally, we would have gone extinct if we just died after not eating for like a day or 2 days. So it makes a lot of sense that good things in our body would happen and start to turn on when we haven't had food for a while. Because, how are we supposed to find another meal when we're just like dead and in like food coma and can't function because we can't find food? We would have gone extinct a long time ago if you really think about it. And that's where a lot of this ketosis stuff comes in, because after like 24, 48 hours, you start to go into ketosis, which is where you start to think real clear and you start to be more vigilant and you start to feel good, and there's a lot of mental clarity there. And essentially that's just a lot of the science behind like prolonged fasting. Like for purposes of this video, I did a 3-day fast. Mainly the reason is autophagy, a systemic response in the body that happens when you go about 24 hours without food. It's where your body starts to release its own stem cells to repair damaged tissues in your own body. And autophagy starts to increase like 300% in like 36 hours, and it maxes out at 72 hours. That's why most fasts stop at 3 days. And it's just a lot of good, healthy stuff, man. Internal cleaning, internal repair, helps reset your immune system, your mind, your body, give your digestive system a break. Because if you think about it, since the day we were born, when have we ever really given our digestive system a break? Like you drive your car, you get oil change, you turn your car off, you fill it up with gas. If you keep that thing on forever, it's just going to die and explode. And I do really feel like a lot of the diseases that people get are, because they're just overloading their digestive tract. They're just, especially like diabetes, like spiking your blood sugar repeatedly over X amount of years, X times a day. Of course it's going to crap out and you're going to get some kind of crappy disease, Cell phones, you plug them in. So why not give your own body and digestive system a chance to rest? Just my thoughts about it. But honestly, man, like for me, the main reason why I did this, a lot of those benefits are great, and I did want to try it and see how I felt for myself. But honestly, man, since I quit drinking, I've been on this personal quest of just self-discovery and kind of just like learning to master like my own mind and my own emotions and feelings, and just really getting good at just learning how to organically do things just to make myself feel good. Because honestly, like back in the day, I got to this place, like a very bad place with alcohol, to where it was literally just a crutch for me. Like I used it to feel more confident, to be more social. I drank when I was sad, when I was depressed, to just cope with negative emotions. I would drink just to try to feel positive emotions, just to literally do anything. And since I dropped the bottle, it's been almost honestly just rediscovering how to like live life and not like get into these great, amazing moods and states without any kind of crutch, and just relying on me and my own personal self. That being said, I kind of hit a point where I was feeling pretty low a couple days ago. I was a little depressed. I really just felt kind of out of alignment, kind of like my mind, my body, my soul just weren't all connecting or vibrating on like the same level. I was out of it. I was a bit down in the dumps, and I was just like, you know what? I really feel like I need a good, hard, clean reset. And I've done intermittent fasting, and intermittent fasting's great, and I feel really good when I don't eat for 16 to 18 hours. And on occasion, I've gone for longer fasts. I've gone for 36 hours the first time, then 48 hours, and like literally I consistently do feel good when I do these longer fasts. It's just a big ass mind game and a big struggle to actually push for that 72-hour fast. So I figured, you know what? I was feeling shitty. I just came back from a trip to California and I was having bad insomnia. I wasn't sleeping well. And I just really felt like deep down inside, like I needed to do something to reset my body, like something bold, something extreme. That was a big reason. Also, I did want to do a bit of just like soul searching and just like some journaling while in the fasted state. Because when you're fasting, your brain is running on ketones, and ketones, guys, like are just this way cleaner energy source than like glucose and carbs are. And your brain functions on this completely different level. It's like normally you're here, but on ketones, you're actually like here. Like you feel better, you have more mental clarity. When you're fasting, believe it or not, like the things that are not important in your life, you don't really think about because you haven't eaten, you're hungry. You just think about the important things, what matters, the direction you're going in life, your purpose. That was a big reason why I wanted to do this 3-day fast. And the third reason why I did this challenge for myself is because, well, I wanted to challenge myself. Like every time I do something that's kind of hard to endure, dare I say painful, not to say that I'm like a masochist or anything like that, but whenever I put myself through something to where I have to endure pain, I always come out the other side feeling just more confident, more self-esteem in myself. It feels good to have a win. It's almost just like building an internal rapport with yourself to where you just, become the guy that you just, man, I can trust myself. I can do that. I can put myself through that tough workout, that 3-day fast, that crazy meditation session, that cold shower, ice bath, etc. I'm a big fan of doing things like that. So that was my third reason for really wanting to do this fast. That being said, let's go ahead and get into how I felt during the fast, guys. So I'll be brutally honest with you guys. When I woke up on day 1 of this fast, I actually didn't even realize at the time that I was going to actually just try to push for a full 3-day fast. So I was a little bit unprepared for it. I hadn't eaten much the day before, or at least the night before, which was kind of a blunder. I would soon realize later. But I got halfway through the day, and here's kind of what happened, guys. Like, I had called in to work the day before yesterday, of the day I fasted, and I was having bad insomnia. I couldn't really sleep. I was having a lot of trouble sleeping, and then I came back to work, and I'd gotten some sleep that night, like maybe 3 hours, and then like a little bit of like a tossing, turning for like an hour or two. So I knew, like, man, I'm just gonna like fast for an extended period of time, maybe till like 3 or something. And I think when I got to 3 o'clock, that's when I really realized and kind of just made the decision that, you know what, forget this. I'm going to push for the full 3 days because 1, I feel like crap. 2, experience with intermittent fasting has taught me that if I'm feeling really tired, a lot of times when I eat food, I kind of tend to feel more tired, especially if it's got a lot of carbs in it. So I really didn't want to eat any food. I wanted to just get into ketosis and at least use those ketones for energy since I was in this weird sleep deprived state. And I had been wanting to do a 3-day fast for a long time, but it's really hard because when you do this kind of fast, you're not supposed to be working out intensively, like up in the gym and like lifting weights, just basic stuff like walking around and not too much else because you want your body to rest and you want all the good things to happen. You don't want to stress your body out while you're already in this, compromised state. So I hadn't been in the gym in like the last week or 2 because I'd hurt my back, and I figured, you know what? I want to hit the gym hard. I want to be consistent these next couple months. I want to eat a lot of food. And I want to just do this fast and get out of the way so I can start feeling like $1 million. So I'm like halfway through this first day. It's about 3 o'clock, and that's kind of when I make the decision, you know what? I'm just going to push forward and do this fast. So for me, day 1 really wasn't too rough. So when you're fasting, what you do, I was drinking water. Yes, I had some black coffee and some green tea, but that's pretty much it. You want to pretty much make sure you're just drinking fluids. But everything's 0 calories, no sugars, no carbs, no fats, no proteins. just liquids. So I'm literally just drinking water and green tea pretty much, and taking like a little pinch of salt here and there just so my body doesn't dehydrate out. And that's pretty much it. So day one actually was pretty easy. Not too much of a struggle for me, guys. I got to the end of the day, went to bed, and the first time I went to bed without eating for a whole day, it was like this big old mind game. Like I'm laying in bed awake and I'm like freaking out, like, what? I didn't eat any food today. Should I even go to bed? Should I eat? After you get past that mind game, it's really not that hard. So I went to bed, day one, not too crazy. Day two, all right, this is really where the struggle began. So on my previous fasts, day two actually wasn't really too hard. But this time I was back at work. I still had a little insomnia. So like I think I slept like 3 hours again this night, guys. So like I wake up, I'm in ketosis, and that whole day was really weird because like I'm feeling really good and having these periods where I'm kind of like, euphoric and blissful and happy. And my mental clarity is really good for the fact that I hadn't eaten food in 2 days because I'm running on the ketones. But also, man, I was having a lot of anxiety that day. I was having like intermittent panic attacks because I hadn't slept. I'd been sleeping like dog shit the last couple of days. So I'm at this like weird place playing this huge mental fight with myself all day during day two. Like, do I eat? Do I not eat? Like, I really bought into the science with fasting because when you're in a fasted state around 24 to 48 hours, your brain supposedly releases like GABA, which is a calming neuron. Brain cells start to regenerate and repair. There's a lot of healing and calming things going on. Your mind is thinking clearly because you're running off ketones. So I'm like in this weird state to where like, yeah, like my mind is clear and I'm feeling good, but then I'm also like feeling bad. And I really believe a lot of the reasons I was feeling bad was just because I was sleep deprived, not necessarily because I didn't eat. But it was really hard for me to kind of gauge that in that state because I'm just like, man, I'm sleep deprived. I haven't eaten. A lot of times I kind of thought about like maybe I should eat, but then I was like really worried because like I really felt like the only way I was actually like functioning and getting through the day was the fact that I was in that ketosis state. And I didn't want to throw that away. I didn't want to like stab myself in the foot by like eating and then just going back into food coma with like plus food coma plus what is it? Food coma plus like the sleep deprived state. So anyways, guys, I powered through and oh my God, it was literally like the most ridiculous thing ever. Like towards the end of the day, man, like I'm literally like calling report up to like the floor, and it's something I've done a million times. It's a easy, stable patient, no-brainer report. And like 3 times during that report, I'm like calling report. I'm like, hey, yeah, the patient here is for da-da-da-da-da. And then like I would freeze up and lock up and almost just have like an absolute meltdown. It almost felt like I needed to like hang up the phone because I was having really bad anxiety and panic attacks. And I'm like, oh my God, this is literally the most ridiculous thing ever. Woo! Thankfully, I got through it, went home, had like some magnesium powder and some electrolyte powder just to try to go to sleep, and my muscles were starting to feel tight on day 2. So I just drank that so I would help give my body at least the electrolytes it needed to function properly. And that was that. It was a 0-calorie electric powder, so it didn't break my fast or anything crazy like that. And then, I went to bed and I got through day 2. Day 2 is absolutely miserable. Day 3, I woke up and it was also a mix. Like that was the first night I actually got a good night of sleep. Like I slept all night, like a good 8-9 hours. It was amazing. I woke up, and I think that's when the food deprived state kind of started to kick in. I was really determined, guys. I was really determined to push for this full 3 days. There were a couple of times during that day, like it was so weird because like I felt very blissful, very euphoric, very like just good. I was doing some journaling, but I could also feel like the strain on my body from like not having consumed any nutrition or food in the last couple of days. But I'm like, you know what? I just got to power through. I got to get through this. There was like maybe 2 or 3 times where I got a little bit lightheaded. So I would just lay down, and I actually thought about breaking the fast a couple hours early. Like I remember I got pretty lightheaded, kind of like around 1 or 2, and I had a little bit of a headache. But I mean, despite feeling like that, I actually kind of still felt pretty good, and I was like stubborn. And I'm like, I really wanted to push for this, but then I'm like, I don't know if this is healthy. I don't know if I should do it. So just playing these mind games with myself. So what I did, I would just lay down and lay in bed for like an hour, and I told myself, all right, I'm going to give it 20 more minutes, 20 more minutes, 20 more minutes. And then usually, guys, like those symptoms, like those like hunger pains and those weird just lightheaded spells, they went away. If they hadn't have gone away, I would have definitely broke my fast earlier and ate some food. But probably don't copy what I do. I'm just really stubborn. I really wanted to get to that point because, you know, I'd done 2 days twice before. I'm like, all right, I got to do this. I got to get this 3-day fast under my belt. So I pushed through, guys. I tried to keep myself busy. I was trying to play some video games, trying to do productive work, because the last thing I want to do is just lay in bed and think about food. And oh my God, guys, like the dreams I had the night before, like when I actually slept all night, I was dreaming about salt and blackberry glazed toasted cinnamon waffles. Like I woke up, my mouth was just like, oh my God, food. Like it was just like some kind of distant dream to me. I'm like, I cannot wait to freaking eat again. But also it's kind of exciting because day 3 is like, that's the night you actually do get to reintroduce food back in your body. So anyways, I powered through and I'm kind of going in and out of it. You know, I'm like feeling really good. And then I'm having like these like spells of like 30, 45 minutes where I'm just kind of feeling like absolute trash. So I would lay down, try to not stress myself out. And then towards the end, so actually guys, I broke my fast 1 hour before 72 hours. So technically I did 71 hours, but you know what? I went that far. I'm giving myself the win for it. It's just 1 hour, whatever. But what happened, guys, is like, I was actually at the point where I was starting to break out in sweats. And I'm a nurse, and every time you break out in sweats and get diaphoretic, that means shit ain't good and you need to do something. So at that point, I'm convinced, like, all right, now I broke out in my first episode of sweats. It's time to end this fast. I went to the kitchen, very tired, very lethargic. At this point, like the ketone high had kind of been wearing out anyways. And I made myself some food. So I started eating. And my first meal was literally 2 easy over eggs and 1 banana. There is a lot, and I do mean a lot, of conflicting research with the refeed after coming out of a fast. And actually, when I embarked on this fast, I did the research mid-fast about what I should eat to break my fast, because in my previous 2 48-hour fasts, I just ate whatever I wanted. One time I think I ate like a pizza, and then the other time, I don't remember what I ate, but it wasn't even like the healthiest of food. I just ate because I'm like, oh, it's been 2 days, let me celebrate. Sushi, that's what it was. I had sushi and then I had pizza. I kind of just went on like a feast and a binge. But actually, guys, you're really not supposed to do that, because like a lot of the benefits with coming out of a fast is doing it properly, because you want to slowly start up your digestive system. So you want to ingest something that's not going to stress you out, because if you eat a big meal afterwards, you're going to have a lot of stomach pains, cramps, maybe even pass out. Your digestive system hasn't been producing the right digestive enzymes to process big meals and foods, because it's essentially just gone to sleep. So my meals were 2 eggs, a banana, and then like a couple hours later, right before bed, I had half a cup of white rice and 1 broiled chicken thigh. And believe it or not, guys, like when you're eating that, you feel really hungry, but then after like 15 minutes of you're eating your first meal, you don't really feel hungry at all. You feel really full. And actually, that was enough to actually satiate me. And then the next day, I woke up in the morning, went to work, and then gradually started eating from there. I had like a omelet with vegetables, egg, and cheese in the morning, and then another banana a couple hours later. And then the 5th meal was my first real meal, and that was like my own buffalo chicken rice bowl that I meal prepped the night before. So a lot of healthy veggies. Worst thing in it was like the buffalo sauce, but it's just pretty much sodium. It was quinoa, brown rice, zucchinis, mushrooms, chicken, like pretty much all the other ingredients in it were healthy and good. And yeah, I came out of the fast good. My refeeding went well. I didn't really have any stomach complications. And I would say ultimately, guys, the fast feels like a massive success, because since I've come out of it, like I have been eating nothing but just healthy food, and I don't know, my brain and my body and my soul, everything feels reset right now. Everything feels aligned. Everything feels vibrant. Everything feels healthy and good. I'm really interested in stuff. My motivations come back. I've been motivated to create. I'm making YouTube videos again. I'm eating a bunch of healthy food. I'm staying on top of keeping my body in check. And I really wasn't expecting this much benefits to happen, like coming out of the fast. Like Yesterday it was pretty much a dream, dude. It was just blissful, just eating a little bit of food every couple of hours, like super good. I was super appreciative of literally every single bite of food I had yesterday. Every time I was eating, I was like, like it was so good, guys. Like, I've never loved food more, and like I just felt great all day yesterday. Like, I was in a good mood, I was talkative, I was social, I was feeling vibrant. And it's carried over until today. Like, I still feel good. A lot of that productivity still there. My insomnia resolved. Like I said, I'm creating, I'm making YouTube videos. I'm still proactively taking care of myself. Right now I'm drinking some kombucha, and literally everything I've put into my stomach since breaking this fast has just been good, clean, quality foods. And I feel like I'm just vibrating on like another frequency. Like, on a scale of like 0 to 10, I would say I'm like at a 15 as far as how good my mind and my body feel right now. Did fasting fix everything? No, it didn't. My back muscles still feel a bit tense and tight. Kind of is what it is, but did fasting help me feel a lot better when I was in a little slump? Oh, for sure. Would I do it again? Absolutely, guys. Am I going to do it anytime soon? Nope, not at all. That shit was intense. It was hard. It's going to be a long time before I do another 3-day fast. Like, next time I feel like I need a reset, I'll probably do one. But I'm hoping it's like 6 months, a year off. Like, I don't want to do another one of these for a while. Right now I want to focus on getting back to the gym, hitting it hard. And you know what, guys? Since I've come out of my fast, I've been really motivated to just, get my life back on track, get back to working on myself, developing myself, working out, taking care of myself, improving myself, creating things. So I would say ultimately, guys, it has been an epic win, and I encourage you to try it. Like, I'm going to say it, man. Like, unless you're just like a diabetic or you're pregnant or something, I would encourage you to try it. Like, my tips for you, if you do want to try something like this one day, would be like, 1, don't go straight into the 3-day fast. Start with like intermittent fasting, because you do need to ease into this, guys. You can't go from eating like 12 meals a day or whenever you want to just, I'm not going to eat for 3 days, because your body's going to literally go into shock and freak out. Like me, I intermittent fasted like 16, and I eat 8 hours a day, sometimes 6, and I fast usually from 9 p.m. at night until 1 or 3 the next day. And I've been doing this for pretty much the last year since I got sober. It was one of the things I did to kind of, help me manage my mood and just be productive. So I would say start with intermittent fasting, and then just gradually try longer fasts. Maybe the first day you go 24, next day you go for 36, not next day, but next time you try. And then just build up from there. Don't beat yourself up if you don't get straight to the 3-day mark on the first try. Just take it easy. And if you are worried, I am a nurse, not a doctor. Make sure you consult your doctor if you are thinking about doing something like this. I invite you to do your own research. This is merely my own testimony of the experience with a 3-day fast. And guys, I got to say, it's awesome. It's awesome. So yeah, my big 3 things, if you do want to try it: drink some green tea, especially if you're hungry. There's polyphenols in tea, and honestly, you get this with like any kind of tea. The polyphenols help feed your gut microbiome so that you feel like you're full and satiated, because when you get hungry, a lot of times it's just the gut bacteria that wants to be fed. And if you're drinking something like a tea, green tea, ginger tea, turmeric tea, a lot of these teas have good polyphenols that actually feed your gut bacteria, and then, believe it or not, you actually don't really feel hungry after that. So I would say green tea helped me out a lot. I had some black coffee in the mornings, but you got to be careful because that'll dehydrate you, so make sure you're ingesting a little bit of salt. And then just drink plenty of water, guys. You can have water during this kind of fast. Push as long as you can, ease into it, gradually go longer. And then my last thing would be, don't eat a huge meal afterwards. Eat something simple, like maybe an egg or 2 and like a banana, which is what I did. Anyways, guys, that'll wrap it up for my 3-day fasting video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, support your boy. Let me know how you guys feel about fasting. Let me know if you're going to try a fast, and let me know your experiences with fasting in general down below. All right, guys, I'll see you on the next one. Bye.
Yeah, I'm about to fade away, cause every time I wake up I feel like it's Monday. Something's going wrong with all the chemicals up in my brain. All of a sudden I don't look at anything the same way. Gotta build up of my thoughts sitting in an ashtray. I'm sorry that I'm so inconvenient, okay? Just let me be me and I'll stay out of your way.